It is now 6:46 PM and a quorum of members is present, so the meeting of the Board of Education of the School District of New Berlin is called to order. Please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby,
Here.
Mr. Helmer,
Here.
Ms. Konick,
Here.
Ms. Schultz,
Here.
Mr. Seidel,
Here.
Ms. Spindler,
Here.
Mr. Zelinski.
I would entertain a motion to recess to closed session.
I move to adjourn into closed session pursuant to section 19.851 E and F of the Wisconsin statutes to consider A, the approval of superintendent contract modifications, B, the approval of closed session minutes of April 28th, and C, the employment, performance, and compensation matters pertaining to staff.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Crosby and a second by Ms. Konick. Please call the roll.
Ms. Crosby,
Yes.
Ms. Konick,
Yes.
Mr. Helmer,
Yes.
Ms. Schultz,
Yes.
Mr. Seidel,
Yes.
Ms. Spindler,
Yes.
Mr. Zelinski.
We're moving into closed session. We'll return to open session around 7 o'clock. These need to be signed yet, so these I didn't sign yet, so. And then also there's superintendent contract in there, which I won't touch until we vote. Or close to vote.
Oh, good, I have 3. That's fine, okay. I just hope it's not too much, yeah, but like, I want to explain what it is.
For sure.
Because a lot of them don't know what ACTEC does.
Explain what it is. Yeah, I covered the first one just
Yes.
so it looked nice, but then I've got them all open, so you don't have to open them all.
That works. Okay, yeah, can I just, take, steal them, put them in?
Do whatever you want.
It is now 7:04 PM, and we are returning from closed session into open session. In recognition of the serious and important nature of our efforts here, we will join in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. For all those who are able, please rise. And now for those who wish to prepare for the meeting, we will have a moment of silence. This is a public meeting of the Board of Education. Prior to this meeting, notice was given to the public last Friday by providing the agenda to the city library. The agenda was also posted on the district website. A copy of the agenda was forwarded to the Journal Sentinel, the Waukesha Freeman, and the Waukesha Now, all of which have filed requests for all public notices. And this evening, we have a recognition of the West Academic Decathlon.
Yeah, I'd like to invite Ms. Nicole Zeski to come up and introduce our championship team.
Okay. Good evening. Thank you. My name is Nicole Zaski, and I'm the head coach of the New Berlin West Academic Decathlon team. Thank you so much for inviting us here this evening. For those of you who might be unfamiliar with Academic Decathlon, it's a nationwide academic competition that requires students to learn information that's all tied to a central theme. This year's theme was our changing climate. The final competition team is made up of 9 students who learn a lot of information connected to that theme in the areas of social science, science, literature, economics, math, art. And the 3 other topics that make up Decathlon are essay, interview, and speech. A unique component to ACTEC is that the team actually needs to have 3 students from different GPA categories. So there need to be students that have above a 3.8 on weighted GPA, 3 students that have between a 3.2 and a 3.8, and 3 students that have below a 3.2. This requirement ensures that students of all different academic backgrounds come together for an academic competition. And typically at the start of a year, it's a group of kids who don't even know each other. By the end of the year, though, they become like a family. In addition to class time and after-school practices, this team also studied together on Saturdays and Sundays at the New Berlin Public Library on their own. All this time together led to a big ACTEC family and a great success this season. I'm excited to share that with you. In total, New Berlin West students brought home 57 individual medals this year. This is a testament to their hard work and also the outstanding teachers that we have at New Berlin West. At the state competition in March, we were named the Division III state champion, which provided us an opportunity to travel to Des Moines, Iowa, and represent Wisconsin at the United States Academic Decathlon National Competition at the end of April. This year, we competed in Division II at Nationals, which did put us up against some of the most outstanding teams from around the country. We ultimately took 13th in our division. Senior captain Vivian Din took home 2 individual awards. She was the top scholar on our team, earning the highest number of points out of all 9 students, and she was voted the most valuable team member by her teammates. Tonight, I'm happy to recognize and honor all 9 students who worked hard this season. I'll start with the students in the varsity division, which are the students with below a 3.2 GPA. Those students here tonight are Logan Furch and Derek Gerke. Unfortunately, Brody Haas wasn't able to be here tonight. Congrats. The next students here tonight are in the scholastic category, which is the 3.2 to 3.8. Those students are Sophia Hollister and Maria Sundarajan. And of course, we have the honors division, which are students that have above a 3.8 unweighted GPA. Those students are Olivia Johnson, Liam Lucas, and Vivian Din. Thank you so much for inviting us here this evening.
Thank you, and congratulations.
I know you have a long day ahead of you tomorrow, so feel free to head out if you'd like. Congratulations and thank you.
Then there's privilege of the floor. Do we have any speakers this evening?
No.
Okay. And then my president's message. So last week was Teacher Appreciation Week. So as the week dedicated to celebrating our teachers is just concluded, I want to take a moment on behalf of the entire school board to once again express our sincere and profound gratitude to the dedicated teaching staff of the School District of New Berlin. Your commitment to our students, your tireless efforts, and your passion for education are truly the heart of our district. We deeply value the expertise, care, countless hours you invest in shaping the lives of our young people, not just during Teacher Appreciation Week, but every single day. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for all that you do. We're incredibly fortunate to have such an exceptional team. Then on to the administrative team report.
I'd like to invite the administrative team from Elmwood to please come up. And they will introduce themselves.
Good evening. Thank you so much for allowing us to come and represent our Elmwood tonight. We're excited to be here. I'm Jamie Beal, Elmwood's principal, and I am joined by Ryan Sams, our amazing associate principal. We're going to go ahead and start with Elmwood's mission and vision. We want to highlight that we continue to work hard to empower our students to set goals and challenge them to reach their full potential. Tonight, you're going to hear from some students tonight that exemplify this mission. We are especially thankful, as you see our vision, we are especially thankful and proud of how we work collaboratively with our families and community. This is what makes Elmwood a truly special place where students succeed at high levels.
So this evening, we're very excited to be able to soon introduce part of our team. But here you'll see our core beliefs, and this is what guides all of our work each and every day. And I think what we're most excited to show this evening is number 2, learning is the work. And so we can't wait to present that later on.
In the beginning, we started the year with a beautiful book by Kobe Yamada. Our focus was on being determined to push our boundaries, try new things, and persevere. We also strive for innovation and creativity this year, as you will see throughout our presentation. Ryan and I visited all classrooms 2 times with a focus of goal setting and pushing our students to try new things. You were gifted this book that we think will be a keeper in your collection. Now we would like to highlight some glows for Elmwood this year. We are really impressed with our progress this year. Each of these celebrations is in alignment with our school goals and the subgroups we have targeted this year. Many of our subgroup populations have shown great growth, and we are particularly proud of 28 students entering an intervention and then being exited and having met exit criteria. Areas of growth. These are identified areas of growth as we start to already think about next year. We're already there. This is the first time tracking this, and we really wanted to set an ambitious goal, but we will continue to monitor this goal into next year with a focus on skill groups and small groups.
Similarly, we continue to show steady growth and high achievement in math, which is particularly exciting. This year, we had a specific focus on Redbird and Alex and increasing that usage and utilizing both of those programs to differentiate for students, especially during our forward, with the support of our district coach, Mrs. Ziegler. So areas for continued growth in math, as we're really, again, focusing on those subgroups. And this particular subgroup, we're excited about that continued work and then continue to achieve through our collaboration, meeting small group alongside ALEKS and Redbird usage. And so at this time, we're really excited because this work is not about Jamie and I. It's really about our students and our staff. And so we're incredibly excited to introduce Mrs. Worrell and then two of our 6th grade students, Stella and Tess.
Hi, I'm Megan Worrell, a 6th grade teacher at Elmwood, and I have two 6th grade students with me, Tess Verbaten and then Stella Strelo. And the girls are going to highlight some innovative projects from the year that they feel were both engaging and beneficial to their learning.
In science class, we read the book Margaret on the Moon to learn about the lunar lander and how Margaret Hamilton was a historical figure. We complete this project in March in connection with both Women's History Month and the skills we have been learning in the makerspace. We built lunar landers that had to stand right on our moon that Miss Roll taped to the ground of the makerspace. It was so memorable that I wrote about it as my favorite memory from Elmwood. What I really liked about the project was that we built it and then got to experiment with it by testing it out.
And as you can see from the pictures, we used chomp saws in this project and many others this year to cut the cardboard. Myself and 2 other staff members at Elmwood wrote a grant last year, and we were given funds from the Education Foundation to purchase them. They are a very new product delivered this fall, and when we put them into action really quickly with the students.
During Cup Time, I'm part of a tag group that works with Mrs. Reed. What I really enjoy from this group is the opportunity she gives us to be creative with our thinking on the innovative projects. This school year, we did a variety of different projects that helped us practice our coding and computer science skills. We also got to share an original product that we coded using the program Scratch. For this program, we could do anything we wanted in the lines of the program and then got feedback from our peers. A more recent project we have been working on is using Sphero robots. We first created code to direct a robot to go around obstacles. Currently, some of us are working on a hot potato type of game, while the rest are coding with the robots freely, applying the computer science skills we have learned throughout the year. This enriched both my Cub Time and the computer science lessons that Ms. Roll taught us during science class.
We want to highlight, go back one, sorry. We want to highlight the amazing work being done with our TAKE students. As you heard, there's some really great work. Our digital learning coach, Jenny Schlee-Reed, meets with small groups of students, grades 3 through 6, and she used Google Classroom to manage their time and work on computer science projects. Students are able to access Google Slides in the classroom and then work at their own pace to be able to complete lessons assigned to them in Code HS, which is our computer science curriculum this year. We have had an amazing year full of opportunities for our students. Here are a few highlights that we wanted to share. We won't read all of them, but we really continue to be proud of the co-curriculars that we can offer our students, and all of these activities and accomplishments would not have been possible without our amazing families and educators. We are really excited. Ryan and I both wrote a grant, and the Education Foundation funded it for the beginning of next year to start a Lego robotics team. So we are planning and preparing, and we're really excited about being able to offer that to our students, grades 4 through 6. We want to share and end. We love our videos, so we want to share a brief video with you highlighting the innovative work we're doing at Elmwood. We're really proud of this.
If you recall, you were all stars in this video last year.
You were. We just wanted to have, we wanted you to smile. We are pushing we love them. We are pushing the boundaries of learning to ensure each of our students has an entry point into the world around them. I hope you enjoy it.
in school that I learned was learning about Columbus when he didn't reach to the Indies. And he thought that it was like he would go around and then reach to the Indies, but the Americas were blocking his way. Christopher Columbus got to the Americas by 3 ships, the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. My favorite unit in knowledge was the human body. We made our own bodies out of it. Well, there was this big sheet of paper that a first grader can fit on, and then we had some adults who came to Elmer to help. So it was kind of like cups. It was kind of like chalk when you just lie down and put your arms and feet together, and then they trace around you. We learned that our heart never stops pumping, even when you're asleep. When Mrs. Veal and Mr. Sands came into my room, they read a book called Trying. There was this really good sculptor, and this little boy was like, wow. And then he kept on trying until he reached his goal. And then Mrs. Veal and Mr. Sands passed out a goal sheet, where we write down a goal that we want to make. I really like the book called Trying because it helped me get a goal, and it helped me never stop trying to do something. And if you give up, you're never going to be as good as you wanted to be. My goal was to meet a new friend. My goal is trying to get a six-pack because I really want to try to get more curl-ups and try to get my name on the board. I don't want anybody to be lonely. I want them to have a friend or multiple friends. It makes me feel excited that I met my goal and glad that I have like a new friend. This is my new friend Kylie. Hi. Playing's kind of hurt, but I know that if I just keep trying and focus about something else, then I can do it. So I know that there's nothing that can stop me, and I can just keep going. Hey, Dominic, what did you think? That was amazing!
We want to thank you. And Ryan, myself, our staff, and our students will continue to roar towards excellence.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Why don't we move ahead to Oliver's update, and then as part of my update, I'll have David Cody come up.
As summer is approaching, students are becoming excited and working hard. Students at New Berlin West have been studying extremely hard for AP exams, which started Monday of last week and will end this Friday. Physics students are excited for their upcoming field trip to Six Flags, where they get to see how physics concepts and equations are used in real life. It was Teacher Appreciation last week, and all the teachers at our school got personalized gifts, notes from students, and catered lunches to show our appreciation for them. New Berlin West celebrated prom the last weekend of April with a full week of school spirit leading up to a pep rally led by Sally on Friday. This was followed by a Saturday full of great pictures, food, and dancing at prom. A big congratulations goes out to 2 members of our New Berlin West DECA team, Joshua Jacqueline and Vivian Din, who were finalists at the International Career Development Conference in Orlando, Florida. They competed as a team and placed top 20 in the world. Many clubs are also giving back to the community. National Honor Society is hosting a blood drive at New Berlin West to try and combat the current national blood shortage and to help save lives. Best Buddies had their Friendship Walk May 3rd to help promote unity and acceptance for all people. And El Sol is hosting a food drive to Nourish MKE to give back to the volunteers who help them in the Spanish-speaking community. And accepted applicants for the Spanish field trip to Costa Rica were notified last Friday and are excited for next summer as they will be able to immerse themselves in Spanish culture. As the weather is heating up, so are spring sports. Girls soccer is having a dominant season, being second seeded in the Woodland Conference. Boys baseball is coming off 2 dominant wins against Oconomowoc and Pewaukee and hopes to beat West Allis Central in their game tonight. And New Berlin West track is continually dominating, currently being seeded second in the Woodland Conference and sending over 10 athletes to the statewide Myron meet at Arrowhead. As this is my last meeting this year, I want to sincerely thank the New Berlin Board of Education for this opportunity. I've grown in this role as a person, and I love sharing about my school. I look forward to being here next year. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and as was requested, we are providing an update related to our Outdoor Facilities Task Force, and specifically the feasibility study and well screen that was approved by the board several months back.
Thanks, Joe. Yeah, so it's been since January, I think was the last time I was here, and a lot of activity has been going on behind the scenes. And now there's been some activity, maybe not so much behind the scenes, just in the last couple days that people are becoming aware of, which is great. Back in that January meeting, we did talk about what the well screen and feasibility study would look like and some of the next steps, and that's what we're going to do again today. Just a reminder, the well screen is, we had agreed to have that conducted by a third-party consultant. A well screen really determines the capacity for a capital campaign and the giving history of the key stakeholders. It can identify major gift prospects, prioritize the fundraising efforts, and kind of really give that validation that a campaign could be successful. The feasibility study, on the other hand, again, also conducted by a third-party consultant, but that helps determine the readiness for and the possibility of a campaign. You know, is the community willing to do something like this? Is the interest there? Do they want to go out and start to participate in this kind of campaign? Also at this time, you can start to develop and define the project, or the scope and that sort of thing. We did a little bit, or actually quite a bit of that with the Outdoor Facilities Task Force, so we've kind of already narrowed down that scope a bit. But there is a lot of engagement with some key stakeholders, and in particular, there's some interviews that I'll get to next. And then also just kind of getting that awareness, because not a lot of people were aware of what had been going on since last May with the task force. And now there are a little, more people are kind of understanding that we're talking about this and hoping to engage in this type of project. We did agree back in January to split the cost of that feasibility study with the foundation, and kudos to them for agreeing to do that. We anticipated it taking about 3 months from the start, and we're probably a little bit behind schedule, and part of that is because some of the initial outreach to individuals just went a little slower than we thought it would. We just didn't get a lot of responses early on. And I say we, again, it's the consultant that's handling this, not me. But we did give the consultant quite a bit of data, and by data I mean a lot of names, numbers, email addresses, phone numbers, both myself or the district, the foundation, and also the NBUAF, which, if you'll recall, is a group of volunteers that are very interested in helping to support the fundraising efforts. We all supplied quite a bit of data to Abundant Philanthropy to kind of get everything going. As of today, the consultant has completed the well screen and has, again, taken all that data, so thousands of individuals that we provided to them, taken that, run it through their software, their donor software, and then started to prioritize individuals based on what's called a capacity rating, which measures the wealth, and then also the propensity. Again, these are things that the consultant, this is what, this is their wheelhouse, not mine. But I can answer any questions that you might have. We did reach out to about 200 plus individuals. Again, I say they reached out to about 200 individuals, and their goal was to schedule about 50 calls, interviews, phone interviews or Zooms. They have completed about 30 of those, and they've kind of got a good idea, from what I understand, of where they're at and where the screen is going to land. And that sort of thing, so they don't necessarily feel like they need to get to that 50. And again, some of that was just, it was slow to get that initial feedback early on. Just in the last couple of days, I think we started on Friday and then sent some, I think it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and today. It says 3,000 plus. It was actually a little less than 3,000 individuals. We emailed out the survey to the rest of those individuals that were kind of identified by the consultant as some of those, they call them giving units. They're individuals who have given in the past or have a propensity to do philanthropic projects. So that email went out. In that email, we did share what's called a case study, which is essentially a lot of the information that we've been putting together over the last year that kind of talked about the two potential phases of a project, the two stadiums, one at Ike, one at West, synthetic turf on those fields, the improved tracks, and then phase two is some type of baseball or softball solution that just improves the field of play, whether it be synthetic turf on an infield or synthetic turf in an outfield or some combination throughout the district. We did ask that they start responding by, or that responses are due by May 20th. As of today, I think, or as of just a couple minutes ago, I think we're at about 125 to 150 respondents that had gotten back to us. And again, a lot of emails, like about 1,000 of them just went out this morning. So that's a pretty decent rate. I would assume we'll probably send a follow-up to most of them to kind of get more information, more data just to help with that feasibility study. Some of the questions on that survey were really, have you given, well, first of all, what's your relationship to the district? Are you a parent? Are you a former parent? Are you just a community member that, you know, has interest in the district? And when was the last time you went to a sporting event? You know, within the last 5 years, within the last 30 days, you know, a range in between those. What type of giving have you done in the past? Do you know anybody else who'd be interested in this type of project? And then, you know, asking for those contacts, you know, the more information that we have, the better. Trying to think of some of the other questions on there, but mostly that was kind of the nuts and bolts of that survey. And again, 150-ish people in the last, you know, couple days responding. It's a pretty good return. I don't have any of the info yet. I don't have any of the data, so I can't really speak to where we're at as far as what kind of trends they are seeing. But that is in the next steps. So the consultant is really, right now, once they get all the results of the survey, along with all the interviews that they had conducted, they're going to put that together, you know, identifying the trends and themes from all the conversations that they've had, all the survey data, put that together for the feasibility study report, provide that back to the district. We can review that internally, and then at some point, you know, we'd be sharing it with the board. We also would like to share that with the foundation, since they did obviously, you know, split that cost with us. So once we get all that information, we'll look at it and kind of dissect it and kind of really try to figure out what the next steps are from there. Any questions? Yeah, it's probably closer to 4, because by the time we had it approved here, it was mid-January. And then just getting them all that data and all the information, and then them having to, we gave them a lot more data than they anticipated. That was another thing that kind of slowed it up. I don't think they realized how many names and numbers and individuals we had, so I think that kind of slowed it up a little bit. But we may be just a couple weeks off of that 3+ months that we had looked at, so yeah. Anybody else?
No other questions? Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Thank you.
All right, then we have the consent agenda, which includes notice and the approval of minutes of April 28th. Are there any items that should be pulled out for separate consideration? Do I have a motion for the consent agenda?
Moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and second by Mr. Helmer to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any discussion? Then hearing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. On to the regular agenda. First up on that is the Education Foundation in New Berlin update.
Yeah, so nice segue from the previous presentation. Julie Cordero here is to provide what we are going to expect to be an annual update to the board related to the foundation. Take it away, Julie.
Thanks. So again, I'm Julie Cordero, the director of the Education Foundation of New Berlin. Just a quick refresher, I began in this role in September of 2021, and it was part-time then, and we've increased it steadily, and I've been full-time for 1.5 years, maybe 2 years now. In that time, our mission has continued to be the same, to support excellence in education or support and strengthen excellence in education, athletics, and extracurriculars throughout the district. Throughout my presentation, I think I'll highlight all of the ways that we do that. We have had some changes to our board of directors since we last met. Our district appointees are diversified this time to represent teaching and learning, and we have Caroline Habig here with us tonight. We also have the arts and rentals and buildings and grounds covered with our district appointees. And then we've also added 3 additional community members. Joseph Lehman was added a few months ago, and then just in the last couple of weeks, Andrew LaFontaine and Teresa Sebastian have been added to represent the community, so it's a better mix of Aiken West parents, mostly high school at this point, but otherwise well represented at the elementary schools with our fundraising initiatives. Impact grants continue to be our favorite program and one of the biggest ways that we make a splash. 2025 has been another record year for us. We've awarded 10 grants this year, totaling $25,943. Well, we're proud of all of the programs, and I want to tell you about all 10. I know many of the schools have been sharing updates on the awards that they've gotten. We have reached all 6 schools with the 10 grants this year, ranging from music to robotics, science, technical theater, sports, trades, science, math, just about everything. I do want to call attention to 2 programs because they're amazing partnerships that made the funds available for them. The top 2 on there, the expanding access to manufacturing technology and how machines work, has been funded by the IkeFest Trades Initiative Fund. That is a group of Eisenhower alumni from 1972, which is the first year that Eisenhower had a graduating class, all the way until 1992. They throw a big festival at Calhoun Park every year, and they've had a free will donation. So they've taken all those funds and said, we want to give that back to initiatives that matter to us, and what we all have in common is Eisenhower. And they all found that they had the trades in common, some of them as business owners, some of them as people who have just worked. So they came and talked to us and met with Kelly Kwiatkowski and myself and said, how can we make this work? So they're weighing in on the grant applications every year, letting us know what their favorites are and just becoming part of that program with us. And then the indoor sim putting green has been made available through the West Athletics and Activities Fund. That is putting the income from concessions, the credit sale concessions that the Ed Foundation helps with, to work helping coaches and advisors apply thoughtfully for funds that they want to do. What's special about this putting green simulator is that the investment made upfront is going to be a cost savings to the district in the long term. Cody Smith shared with us that anytime there's inclement weather, they're potentially renting space to use an indoor putting sim so that the kids can still practice. Now they're going to be able to do that at West. In the 5 years that we've had this impact grant program, we funded 32 grants totaling $76,967. Our scholarship program is our other big initiative. We're just a little bit early to report on what's happened for 2025, but we did have a record number of applications this year with 80 students applying for what we anticipate being 14 awards for $15,500. All of our opportunities are open to students looking to go to 2-year, 4-year trade school. Any post-secondary options are available. With the awards we're anticipating awarding in the coming weeks, 2025 will mark us reaching $50,000 in awards. And in addition to the funds that we've given out, more than $100,000 has been invested so that these programs can keep funding scholarships years and years into the future. Our toast to education was again presented by Maddie's Bar, Grill, and Catering. I'd like to thank them as well as all of our committee members for helping make that event possible. It is truly a group effort to do that, and I don't know that you see everybody there working at the event, but a lot of work goes in behind the scenes. By the numbers, our gross revenue was nearly $80,000. This was record-breaking by about $15,000. Of that income, $28,921 has gone directly back to the school district clubs and booster clubs, and this is a $4,000 increase from the prior event. We had 602 guests, with even more participating in the online auction, and this exceeded our 2024 guest count by 102. That was a huge jump for us. 54 clubs participated, earning $15,000 to over $3,000. 17 of those clubs earned more than $500. We had 29 corporate sponsors for the event, and we hope you'll join us on March 21st, 2026. Community engagement and partnerships are ingrained in our strategy and our ability to succeed. There's a lot on this page, so I'm going to limit just to 4. Our $5 family movie nights are a new effort for us this year. Join us on Saturday for a bee movie. It's an early celebration of International Bee Day, which is celebrated on May 20th. Our partnership with the West Performing Arts Center, being able to sell our beer and seltzers at the community concert series, as well as rental events outside of that series, has allowed us to raise a couple of $1,000s each year. We're also supporting the district and West PAC with grants that support the series. Between the Enjoy New Berlin Room Tax Grant Program and the Green Bay Packers Foundation, we've been awarded over $12,000 for the series. Ronald Reagan Student Council hosted its annual Penny Wars again recently. This year they earned $4,975.22. This is the 4th year that they've donated the funds from that Penny Wars to the EFNB's Peter Michaud Memorial Scholarship. In total, those students have raised $19,400. And of course, they've invested those funds in one of our endowments, so it aims to be available for the students who are in elementary school raising the funds now when they're eligible to apply as seniors. Finally, on this slide, Horicon Bank offered a $1 per toy challenge. So we partnered with groups at each of the 6 school district buildings and collected over 750 toys and books to donate to Toys for Tots, and then got our $1 per toy for that partner. What's next for us is our 4th of July Family Festival. In 2024, the clubs that partnered with us earned $2,500 each, plus the tips that they earned during their shift. Join us July 3rd through 5th this year. We'll be back in our East Charity tent. New to us this year is the parking fundraiser. This is lightning striking twice. We had the opportunity early on and had to pass on it due to our capacity. So we're taking it on this year. There's a wide range of funds earned between $8,000 and $29,000. That's when there was a $5 suggested donation. This year, the commission has set it as a $10 suggested donation. Excuse me. Why it matters is it's another shared revenue opportunity like our Toast to Education fundraiser. We anticipate having 140 shifts earning $50 for their club throughout that weekend. Safety is a priority for us, but we are finding ways to encourage students to participate as well. Other services that we partner with the school district on, our fiscal sponsorship program continues to grow. I've indicated on the slide who our partners are and starred the folks who are new to the program this year. In the past 12 months, $35,000 has been donated to the school district through that program. That's nearly all pass-through funds. We assess a nominal administrative fee on that program, and it covers the cost of credit card transactions that we have for that. So I want to highlight 2 clubs that have used it and how this year. West ACDEC, who I actually didn't know was coming when I put the presentation together, used it to create a custom online donation form, and that's what you're seeing in the top right with the students. It's a little bit small, but you can see they submitted a photo and a paragraph to me, and we created a custom donation form that ends up with a URL, a QR code, and a text to donate that then they share with their families and community to donate. And then West Baseball, just below that, utilized our online event ticketing system. So what we use for the Toast to Education, they used for their annual casino night fundraiser. They approached us because they felt the fees on their former system were increasing and they wanted to know what we paid and what we used. And I said, just use our system. They said, okay. So the plus side to doing that is donations are deductible to the extent allowed by law. So at casino night, there was a benefit to the users. So it wasn't all deductible, but the online donations, certainly they're getting the full tax deduction on that. Donors get a timely tax receipt, and then clubs get their funds efficiently. Our designated fund program continues to grow and support our mental health initiatives. And other new funds I think I've all touched on here. Highlights since September 2021 through the end of last month. We have income of $1,399,000. That's the net of our events. Over $900,000 are our program expenses. These are things like the scholarships, impact grants, capital donations to the school district. And we have over $231,000 in our long-term investments. Any questions?
I just want to say thank you. You continue to amaze and impress me. Like the foundation event was just amazing. It was so much fun.
Thank you.
Well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I agree. Thank you for continuing to take more and more on. This has been an awesome adventure for you, I imagine, as well as all the students and all the opportunities you're bringing to the district. So thank you.
Yeah, it's fun. Thank you.
Yes, definitely thank you. This foundation has come a long way since it first was launched, so it's pretty impressive. Thank you. All right.
Thank you.
On to our next topic. Appointments of committee members and other assignments. So I had sort of mentioned last week that I wasn't planning on really changing anything. So for finance, Ron, would you continue as the chair?
Correct, yes.
And then Matt and myself being members. Matt, are you good with that? Okay. And then facilities, Mitch, will you continue being the chair? Okay. And then Allison and Matt, you were members of that. Continue there. All right. And then personnel, Renee, continue as the chair.
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Thank you.
And then Amy and myself, we'll continue on that. Common Council liaison, Matt, will you continue being our liaison? Great. Now, the only thing is we have a little up in the air yet with CISA because Amy originally had told me she was interested. She's unable to go. Allison probably can take her place, but I won't be able to let you know until tomorrow maybe. So she has to check her schedule to see if she can take it. But if Allison, if you can't, is anybody else available? The meeting is next Tuesday.
I'm unavailable.
Okay. I guess I'm the backup. And then there's the WASB. I was going to take that one since I know we're sort of, that might not be something we renew anyway. So it's something we're looking into that we'll discuss at a later meeting. So that concludes the appointments. The only outstanding is the CISA, which I'll let you know. So then we have a discuss approve the Will Federal Education Department Coalition Resolution, which is in the packet. I know a lot of times I read these resolutions, but this one's a little bit long, so unless anybody really wants me to read it, I'm not going to. But do I have a motion then to open up discussion?
So move.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Ms. Crosby to approve the resolution in support of joining the Wisconsin School Board Coalition on Title 6 compliance as presented. So is there any discussion? None? Everybody's good with it? Good. Yeah, I'm too. I was good with it when I read it. So, all right then. So since there's no discussion, all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. So then I'm going to pass this around for everybody to sign. And then hand it back to me. I'll get that to Ann. And then we have, we have an action item. Oh, wait, no, we do it. We have a couple action items from closed session.
I move to improve the employment services report as presented.
Okay, we have a motion by Ms. Spindler and a second by Mr. Zelinski to approve the employment performance report. Wait, not performance, employment services report as presented. And all those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. And then we have one more.
I move to approve the superintendent contract as presented.
I have a motion by Ms. Crosby and a second by Mr. Zelinski to approve the superintendent contract as presented. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. All right, so then we have our future meetings and dates. Board meetings are generally held the second and fourth Mondays, beginning at 7 o'clock in Conference Room E here in the district offices, unless noted otherwise. So May 27th, that one is a Tuesday due to Memorial Day. That's our next meeting. Then June 9th and June 23rd, other important dates. May 26th is Memorial Day. June 6th is the last day of school. June 6th is the West graduation, and June 7th is the Eisenhower graduation. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Seidel and a second by Mr. Helmer to adjourn. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion passes. This meeting is adjourned.